is designed to help trainers that don't necessarily have a sports scientist with them. So it's easy to use, and you get the metrics that you need to get performance out of your players. For us, the metrics that we like to look at the most at the moment for pre-season is total running distance. It's a really important one for us to make sure our players are getting their targeted distance in during the week, and that they're building resilience for their season coming up. So making sure that guys, whether it's at training or whether it's at a game, that their intensity is high and they've got repeat efforts. So the power plays is perfect to see. Gives you one number, and that's all the player needs to know, and that's all the coach needs to know as well. Players are pretty competitive in what they want to get out of the units. It's new to a lot of them. So they look at total distance, but then the thing they want to see and compare against the other person is top speed. So top speed is always the one, how fast did you run today, and did you make a top speed sprint or a sprint distance today, and how many metres did you sprint for today? We chose play tech because it can relate to the players as well. It's easy to see, so it's easy to download the information. You plug in, play. For example, for me, I've got 20 players that I monitor, and within 10 minutes I've got all their data well displayed. Easy to read, and I can show the players as well. They can log in, see what they've done during a session, and the key thing for us was we might not see them on a Tuesday and a Thursday when they're at club training or when they're at school, but now with the player tech units, we can give them a unit, they take it away, and then we load it up, and I can see exactly what they've done at training without me being there. So that's exactly what we want.
We have an extensive talent identification program that works right across mainly the schoolboy level, and from there we identify the players we want. We're working about 3 to 4 years ahead all the time, so planning right now for our team in 4 years' time, looking positionally at the requirements we need in those positions, and then we identify and secure the talent from there. Well, it's helped in a number of different ways to have the player tech units with us this year, but I think one of the key things that we've really experienced is trying to grow our athletes to understand all of the metrics that are going to be measured when they get to the professional level. So having the units within our program is allowing us to teach our young athletes what it is that's going to be measured in them now, but also what's going to be measured in them when they're playing professional rugby. So when they become Crusaders, they don't have the stress of having to worry about learning all the metrics. They know them all, they get into the environment, the sports scientist is talking to them and they understand exactly what he's talking about. Previously, before we had the units, it was observe, maybe talk to each other, but not a real, there was no scientific understanding of what the difference was. Now we can clearly show their level and the player maybe in the same position that's 2 years ahead of them, what they're training at. Having the data is critical for us to improve performance, not only for the players, but the coaches. They can start to assess where these players are at in terms of, is he ready to go at the level we need him to play professional rugby, or is he still training at a lower level? And then we want to advance the athletes' understanding, so as they get more through our program, we introduce more metrics to them, so they can then look at their collision effectiveness, along with what they might have done earlier on, metres run and velocity and those kind of things.
As a player, it's pretty interesting to find out how much distance you cover in training without actually realising it. Also, it's always good to compare with the other boys who's fastest. It's always good because it tells you how far you've been and what your load's been for the week, so the strength and conditioning coaches manage that, and if you've had a big session on a Monday and Wednesday, maybe when it comes to Friday, you're out of a few of the tougher activities. I think player tech will help me on my pathway to be a Crusader. I can compare my results to those in the Crusaders team at the moment.